All right, I'm in Santa Monica, downtown, and there's a pier here. And if the behavior is anything what I would expect it to be, then they're all a bunch of either knuckleheads or they're not. That's all there is to it. And so far, the LA police, well, not as belligerent as the NYPD. But I have to admit, the fact that California is what it is, understanding how it's policed and understanding how they keep law and order in hand is interesting, to say the least. It really is. That being said, the fact that the people may or may not behave in whatever way, because they're not from the East Coast, or they've only visited there and they're from here, that doesn't matter either way. They're supposed to have respect. Okay, I'm from the East Coast, and if whoever comes from somewhere else, you give them respect, and that's it. That's how they're supposed to be. Okay, now I'm not wearing a mask. I was told not to wear a mask, but supposedly I got to wear a mask because you're not supposed to get sick from somebody else. There's a beautiful woman right there. I can't deal with that. It's too pretty. I'll die. You see that? Beautiful body. Face, mind. Oh, my God. So that's the saddest part of it all, and it's all tied into what's been said and what's been happening socially and politically, despite my efforts to stop what's happened. And that's the saddest thing of it all. One of the officers that I spoke to yesterday told me that medical services are, having difficulty. I would construe that as a lie, because if you have the money to go to the doctor, you're supposed to be able to go to the doctor. Okay, so I would construe that as a lie, and them saying that if you're ill or something, that you're supposed to get sick. Completely untrue. That's part of the politics of what's going on right now. In New York, if they read, we have a Governor Cuomo, who is directly responsible for deaths of the elderly. He is a disgusting, filthy governor. Not only is he responsible for the death of the elderly and the poor, this man has stock in the homeless shelters in New York City. And he's the governor of the city. So if you go anywhere else and they tell you that, services, all that is a bunch of baloney, because in New York the services are a bunch of baloney. It has nothing to do with services. It has to do with the fact that they actually are killing people. And I know directly, I know. I just don't get mad and want to kill one of those fuckers when they keep fucking with me. Right? And there's people who got mad, they killed them. Okay, you're talking about someone's life and many lives. They drive around all day in their car and do that shit all day long. And they corral the people up like, like livestock. And all those hotels and all those shelters, that's what those places are like. If the virus has taught anything to the American people or the people in the whole world, is that they do not, cannot, and will not survive or endure by being selfish. And, excuse me, that's been proven at any point in history. So this is another point in history. Right? The people who had to die and all the other points in history should be a reminder of that. And as usual, a certain percentage of people suffer from this kind of convoluted kind of thinking about what that means, death and war and what have you. There actually are people who actually think that way. And that's the problem. They actually think that way. Like if the person, they don't care. So if something like the virus should mean anything metaphorically or physically, it should mean that. Anybody can die from virus, anybody. Which many people have. Rich, poor, white, black. And then the people say, oh, well, and now we've got this far, and there's all these fluctuations of a vaccine. And then after the vaccine is administered, what do they expect? They want things to go back to the way it was before? It's never going to be the way it was before. It's only going to be the way it is now. And the way it's going to continue to be. Which, from what I see, is not a very good prognosis. The millennials and the people in their 20s and 30s and their 40s, they have to remember one thing. Many people who are in their 20s, 30s, and 40s are already subjected to the very thing that I've just said, and they're going to suffer socio and economically. So if they're busy pointing the finger at a baby boomer who's still alive, or if they're pointing the finger at a person who's from whatever generation X who's alive, who are they kidding? They've been subjected to something even worse in whatever they call postmodernism. Worse. Anyway, so here I am at the pier, and I wish Mom and Titi and Alberto and George were here. Poor Ricky has to be here all alone. That beautiful blonde. Alone. And then it's so stupid. All the people who are suffering, they're acting like animals. Most of them. Not animals, sorry. They're acting like poor excuses for human beings. I absolutely love seagulls. You're stupid, stupid. Everything that I've said has been written in the media. And it's written qualitatively, it's written quantitatively. It's written in any way you want to perceive it as being written, analytically, etc. Okay? Every time the police try to downplay me, it's just a validation of the fact that what the media writes as being the truth about what's happening, they don't care. They say the law is another thing. The law. When I was in D.C., I said, I guess the police don't believe or follow the rule of law. Doesn't seem like that to me. Yeah. Oh. Anyway, so, that's a lie. Amazing. All right, I'm gonna walk down the pier. The seagulls have been affected by their environment. Yeah, that's why Radiohead wrote Subterranean Homesick Alien. Subterranean Homesick Alien. Uh-huh. That's if you like music, folks. Of course, York and his buddies. York is the man who doesn't have to say anything. But we met a few times, and I know he understood. A few times. country lake. Late at night when I'm driving. Take me on board the beautiful ship. Show me the world as I'd like to see it. But you know, Tom is British and he's white, so he writes a song for the common folk. Oh, this is very nice. Yeah. I haven't been to the beach in a long time in New York. I keep saying I'm going to go to the beach. I'm going to go to Jones Beach or something, Five Towns or whatever it is, and I don't go. And when I get to the train on Coney Island, I never get off the train. I don't want to see Coney Island. I did, and I felt really sad. Not because of Coney Island, not because we haven't been there. It's just because, you know, it's now, you know, Coney Island. So this is better. Woo! Jesus Christ. I love beautiful women, you know. The women that I've been with weren't the most, you know, they weren't, you know, ugly, but they weren't, you know, the most. Well, I don't know. I guess I shouldn't say that, but you know, I like. There's a certain type of woman that I like. And I never got her. A source of constant frustration because I'm most certainly smart enough for it. I was, I think, good looking enough for it. You know, and even when I was gainfully employed, it didn't come my way. Now that I've done all this stuff and I should have a lot of money and all of this, I still cannot make this meeting of the universe happen. So that's the reason for all this nonsense from the police saying all this stuff. Because you have all these artificial archetypes who, you know, don't give a hoot about you. They only give a hoot about themselves, and that's turned to a superficiality in terms of commodification of the self, thinking, what have you. Pero en realidad, I remember when I took Adelia, Venantia, my first girlfriend, we went to the San Gennaro Festival one September, and they had a merry-go-round, and we went on the merry-go-round. At some point, while it was spinning, she started to cry. And I think I said, you know, what's wrong? And she kept crying. And I would assume it was something about us in the merry-go-round. And she was overwhelmed, and she didn't want to tell me. So I just kept laughing, and I said, "Don't worry," you know. And it kept spinning around and around, and I kept laughing. We got off the merry-go-round. I was over there, I think. It's not that far. That can't be it. Or can it? I'm not sure. Maybe it's all the way over there. Who knows? Ugh. That's gross. Shrug your shoulders. Later on, they're going to regret it. Their brain is regretting it right now.